Good morning, everybody. We're live in my tiny kitchen. I just wanted to try to show y'all something y'all can do. I've got this giant bowl full of it's not quite full because I've already chopped and stuffed some quart jars, but I got 18 pounds of nice medium size. They're all uniform, like really good selection. 18-pound box of zucchini at a location that I shop, kind of regularly. I've been doing it for years, but I'm going to do about 2 or 3, depending on how much I can get, quart jars of cut up, washed and cut up zucchini. It'll go in the pressure canner. And don't come at me with your kitchen's dirty. I don't want to hear it. It's clean enough. Nobody's ever got sick from eating my food. But it's not that dirty. But what I do is I buy a box like that. I chop it up, do one load, fill it with filtered water. And sometimes I put salt, sometimes I do not, but just a little bit of salt normally. And then I use my chopstick to debubble, right? You're going to debubble it. I pack my jars kind of tight, so somebody else might have trouble debubbling. But normally I would use the regular mouth quart jars, but I do not have any empty, washed, and sanitized ones because I used them all to pressure can batch after batch of the Asian long green beans, which is wonderful to have on the shelf. So anytime, because green beans are good for women. It doesn't matter if they're little short ones or long ones. And they're so easy to pressure can. You just wash them, cut them, stuff them in jars. But anyway, I used all my regular mouth jars on that project, the ones that I had empty. Over the next couple of weeks, some more will free up, and I'll use them when I do get around to doing the beets, or if I have enough of these wide mouth. I think I've got 4 empty cases of them on the shelf that I had cleaned, and scrubbed and sanitized and put them on the shelf for the next time. But yeah, so I've done one. I'm going to get it going in the pressure canner. And then while that is going, I'm going to go ahead and wash all of these and cut them up and put them in 2-gallon Ziploc bags. 2-gallon Ziploc bags so that they can go in the refrigerator easy. But this is all really easy to do. Don't be scared to pressure can. We're going to use, me and the dogs, we're going to do, and you can't always eat at everybody's house if they have dogs. Yeah, you can. It just depends on if the owner cleans up after them. But we've got, I had a box of the Superb canning jar lids, wide mouth. So that's what we're going to use. I know everybody loves 4 jars. Well, 4 jars are wonderful, but I cannot justify the price when I've got to pay so much for shipping. So I will pick up these at Walmart or Target or the Ball brand. I do love 4 jars, but I can't pay shipping just to be using a certain brand. So I feel like I've got some common sense when it comes to canning, because Superb and Ball do fine on my jars. They don't pop a seal or anything like that. Now, I have tried some other cheaper lids and they did terrible. But, okay. So back to what I came on here to tell y'all about is where I buy these at. And for people who are like, I can't grow a garden and it's too expensive to buy big batches of things to pressure can or to freeze dry or to put in the freezer. I don't have a freeze dryer. I love one, but I don't have one, and I don't have the patience to do dehydrating. I do have an old Nesco that I could if I wanted to, but I just I don't have time for that. Really, I don't have the patience for that. But what you can do, and I don't know if every city has one, we've got one here. And what you want to look for is you want to look in your, normally they're in the downtown area by a hub for the 18-wheelers to come and drop loads, and then they'll come and pick up, a produce terminal is what the term I'm looking for. You want to look in your downtown areas for a produce terminal that is open to the public, because I will tell you what, if you find one, you can get all kinds of good deals. Now, this isn't for people who live in the country who can go to the local road stand or to their neighbors and get real cheap produce, okay, or fruits. This is for people who are in an urban setting, and the stores are designed to take advantage of those people. Well, I think they are, and I worked for a grocery store for 5 years, so I think I know, maybe, but I don't work for them after I went to college, But you pay attention to these things. Call around to your local produce terminals and see if you can find one in your area that caters to the public as well as small restaurants. And what they do is they'll have a load come in of cases of, say, zucchini. And they'll put them up, because this is 18 pounds of zucchini, and it's all fairly nice. I think it's fairly nice. I've bought some trashy zucchini before. Heck, I've grown some trashy zucchini before. But this is pretty good zucchini. It's not soft. It's not rotten. Nothing like that. So I wash it, do this, and then I might freeze some, eat some, give some away. But they'll put a box like this for $15. And, if you live in a big city, your grocery stores for fresh produce are going to charge you quite a bit. I think like okra here, is it even a pound? It might just be 12 ounces, but a container of okra in the grocery store is like $4.98. I pick that off of 3 plants every morning, but people who don't own a house but live in apartments or they rent and they can't grow a garden, they will have to pay these prices or just do without or put it on their credit card, whatnot. And so this is $15 is a really good deal for us, people who live in a city. I am blessed, 100% blessed, to own my home. Still paying on it, but I got a house, and I have a house that I'm not renting. So if I want to paint it, I can paint it, and I have, and I'm the only one on the street with that color paint. But if I want to grow a garden in the backyard and in the front yard, I'm blessed that I made sure when I bought my house, I did not buy one in an HOA. I said, no, I do not want to have an HOA. I want to be able to work from home if I want to, and I want to be able to grow whatever garden I want. I want to be able to have whatever dogs I want at my house that I'm paying the mortgage on. And I want to be able to paint things whatever color I want, okay? And most city ordinances will say that you can have what they call a victory garden, or a survival garden in your front yard. Don't be afraid to plant in your front yard if you are not in an HOA. Now, depending on where you live, you might have to worry about veggie theft. I laughed about that. My husband, he calls me all the time. He says, Nobody will steal that. Nobody will steal your. I said, look, if they're so hard up that they're robbing my garden, we're just going to have to pray for them. Because we've got two houses, and my house is the house with the dogs, the bully dogs, and all the garden. And his house is the house with the pool and his stray cats that he feeds, and nothing green growing over there. But so to each his own. You live your lifestyle the way you want to live it. But I made sure when I bought this house that I could grow what I wanted to. Just check your city codes. It'll say. And if you're not in an HOA, start growing some things. But there are people who can't, and that's why you want to look online. And really, I think it's best to call the different produce terminals. Like, drive around in your downtown area, and you can normally or in your industrial areas, you can normally tell where the produce terminals are and get the names of them, and then call them and say, hey, do you service the public with your excess? So, because sometimes they'll have extra and they can sell it to you. Because I shop at this one location where I live, and they're heavy catered to the public. But down the road from them is another produce terminal that I have never been to, but they do sell to the public, but in larger quantities. So the one I go to is like kind of by case or bundle. And it works out really good. And I know people are like, where'd she get all that food she's taking in her house, when my neighbors see me unloading boxes of stuff that I don't grow. And that's where I'm getting it at. I didn't get it at the food bank, and no shame on anybody if they got to get stuff at the food bank. Heck, if you get a case of zucchini at the food bank, this is what you can do with it. You can pressure can it, cut it up, clean it, cut it up, stuff it in jars and pressure can it, or cut it up into chunks, flash freeze it in the freezer, and you'll be able to use it at a later time. And that's a big thing. I have a lot of friends that spend a lot of money on the grocery store stuff, and they're like, is that all you're getting? When I go to the store with them, I say, yeah, I don't need anything, because I have mine preserved or put up, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you can pressure can zucchini. Now, I will tell you, a lot of people don't like it because it does get mushy. But what I do is I'll pressure can this, and then it's going to go into soups, stews, gravies. Heck, I've even taken them off because it's going to be a little bit mushy. It's packed into the jar, filled with water, right, and then processed. But I'll take this, I'll drain off the water, and then I'll blend this up with a blender until it's smooth. And you can mix it into pasta sauce. And I'm going to promise you, well, kind of promise you might have somebody who's a real picky eater and who can taste anything. But blend this up smooth, and you can slip it into pasta sauce, and nobody will ever know that they're getting their veggies in. I can do that with any kind of squash. It works, But my daughter makes one with broccoli. She uses broccoli from the freezer, and she'll blend it up real puree it to death. And then she'll put it into pasta sauce, and her man says, oh, good, we're having spicy pasta. I get a kick out of that. That's so cute. But so I just wanted to tell you, check your local produce terminals and see if they sell cases or boxes, or if they have a special day where anything they have that they don't want to get rid of, they'll let you come in and buy the box. But yeah, so I'm going to pressure can zucchini today. It's way too hot to be doing this, but when you can catch a deal, catch it. And I'll do this one time during the summer with zucchini, because I can't grow zucchini. I can grow that tromboncino rampicante. I grew those patty pan squash. I grew another kind, I can't think of it, but there is something about zucchini. When I plant it, the pests that destroy it, they will come right away, and I can't fight them off. So I have stopped trying to grow zucchini. So I buy it, and I know that this produce terminal, that they do a sale on zucchini every summer. Is normally 1 week. They'll have it for 1 week, and what will happen is normally, like, small restaurant supply will small restaurants will look at it for their supply, and they'll snatch it all up and it'll be gone, and then then you're just trying to get it at our local grocery store, H-E-B or Walmart or whatever. So I like to get it like this, process it how I want to process it. What I don't use in jars will get roasted, it'll get fried, whatever, and I'll eat it. I mean, I'll eat it until my daughter says, "Mom, I'm surprised you don't turn green from eating zucchini." But I really love it. And it's a good deal for us. If you live in a city where fresh produce is expensive, get it and do this, or do flash freeze it. What flash freezing is you're going to cut it up, you're going to put a parchment paper or a wax paper on a cookie sheet, stick it in your freezer till it's frozen, then take it off of that paper and put it in a Ziploc bag repeat until it's all full, and then you can have it in your freezer and just reach in and grab a couple of cupfuls or a cupful or just enough to do a skillet in, and that works out good too if you have the freezer space. But this is really easy. I mean, you can even, another thing you can do with this is, say wintertime, you like to do the spice breads, and you don't want to do banana bread because it's got so much darn sugar in it. If you're diabetic, you can go ahead and cut the amount of sugar, replace the zucchini in there, and add all the allspice and all those wonderful things, and you have a wonderful flavorful bread that's a winter, kind of sweet bread like banana bread, but without all the sugar, and it's a little bit healthier for you. You could do that. I mean, I've done a lot with it, but I'm probably talking too much again, but I get excited when I catch a deal like this. So I'm doing this one. That's going to be today, and then tomorrow we're going to get into beets. I got a 25-pound bag of the nice beets, the baseball size one. I know a lot of people like smaller ones, but I like the baseball size one. But I'll talk about that on another video. I hope this helps somebody. I'll come back with a part 2 because I don't have a tripod to show you me loading this canner and whatnot, and I'm not good enough yet with editing and all that. I'm gonna get there though, because I have fun talking about this stuff, and I know my family only wants to hear it a couple of times. But I'm gonna come back and show you the finished product, because the water will turn a little brownish color no matter what kind of salt you use, but it's going to taste just like cooked zucchini, and it's really good. But I'll come back with a part 2, just a real quick, to show you the finished product after it comes out of the canner. But yeah, hopefully everybody is or somebody is watching this and listening to me chatter away, and learning something, or agreeing that doing this is a good idea. And while we've got good water, we need to use it, because a lot of people are having water problems, but I'm not going to get into that today. But yeah, if you enjoy this stuff, subscribe, like, whatever, make a comment, whatever, but no negativity, because I don't care. But I hope everybody's having a wonderful Saturday, because I am.